Good morning, creator. How are we doing today? It's a beautiful day in Omaha, and I'd like to create with you, and we're going to do some Couture, and those are reusable silkscreen transfers, and we're going to transform a purchase sign that I got on discount, repaint it, layer it up with some different layers of transfers, and we're going to go red, white, and blue. And we're going to put, I believe, because you know how my mind always changes as the progress goes along. But I think we're going to put Let Freedom Ring, and we may even do a barn on it, because it's kind of, it's a palette board sign, so we're going to kind of make it a little country, a little vintage, a little red, white, and blue. So if you want to watch along, please do so and say hello as you are watching. And I just make sure you can see me. I'm going to go ahead and hit that arrow button down there. Put it in my VIP group for my customers to see. And I always have to approve that. I don't know why, but so I always have to go back. It's crazy. But I will do that. And what else is new? Guys, tomorrow is June 4th, so 1 month to 4th of July. So it's time to bring out the red, white, and blue, right? So we need to do that. And I have, I need to find it. I have a big sign I made last year, big chalkboard. So I want to pull that out and add a few signs, and I have my couple things from my bandana series that I can add to it. And I'm going to decorate the downstairs, the lower levels fireplace, I think, with that. So that should be fun. I'll get that done this week. I'm enjoying that. Okay. So we got lots to do, so we better get started. And I think I'm going to plug in my phone before I forget. There. Sorry, last time it kind of went, or the other day it went dead on me. So, I always like to show my projects from the previous day. And yesterday was this sign that I repurposed and painted over it, and then we did the transfer of the floral script in a couple shades of off-white, beige, and then the pink grapefruit. So that's in the background of the floral script, and then we went over it in a color I created. Kind of wanted to match this mousy brown color on this side here, so we kind of did some gray, brown, and black to create that color. So you can watch that live tomorrow to see how I did that. Excuse me, watch my live from yesterday. Don't watch it tomorrow. You can well, you can watch it tomorrow, but you can watch it today. Anytime you choose. Eventually I'll get that over on my YouTube channel too. So. Okay, so I pulled a bunch of transfers. We're going to make the background red, white, and blue, but not and kind of representative of the flag, but not the flag. And we're going to do that with polka dots in this woven plaid pattern, which I believe is near retirement. So if you need that, you want to grab that. And then I pulled some of the patriotic ones I had from last year, because I didn't get this year's yet. It went out of stock before I bought it, but it's coming back in later this month, and I'll just work with what I have. So I pulled out Let Freedom Ring. I got the big star, and I God Bless, some little stars, the barn. So I just got some choices to see what I want to put on top of the pattern. So I'm going to set these aside, and these will be, the first transfers we'll put on will be these. We got to get to the sign painting first. It's kind of a big one. Here's our 2 current catalogs you can see online on the website. Check out all the transfers, paste colors, inks, surfaces, and tools that you can purchase. Couture.com/OdessaRose. Remember, you can join my VIP group here on Facebook to get discount prices on some kits. And I think I'm going to be posting some retired transfers I have that you could buy at discount. But you got to be in the club of my VIP group, and that's for customers only. No designers are allowed, and other designers VIP groups. So I'm going to clean up my desk a little bit. It's a little dirty. So let's get started. Okay, so here's the sign. This was, I think, purchased last year. Dad's Garage, My Rules. I've had it a while. It's actually navy, which is what I love about it. So we can have that navy on the sides. But I'm going to run it this way. So I will have to move the hangers to the top. But I'm going to hang it this way. It is a pallet board. So we need to paint over this. And I'm going to do, like the bottom 2/3 in red. In the top, I'm going to try to do a navy, but sometimes it's hard to cover up lettering unless I sand it down, which I didn't take the time to do. But if I can't get it in navy or in a blue, then I'll just put white over it. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to try to see if I can cover it up. So the first thing we want to do is mask off where we're going to put the red and where we're going to separate the red and the blue or white. So I'll probably measure. Good morning, Kathy. I'm probably going to measure so I have a nice straight line here. And somewhere in there maybe. So 5 3/4. So it's about a 20-inch, so third would be more like 6.5. But let's see what that, let freedom ring, how much space it needs. Not too much. So I could probably bring it down to here maybe. Just trying to get my proportions out right. So that's about 6.5. Pretty much right on the money there. 6.5. Perfect. Okay. But I'll have to do this color first because I want the line to be here. So we're going to do this first. I'm going to try to do it in a blue color. It may end up being a light blue. That's okay. So I'm going to start with Fusion Mineral Paint because I know that will have really good coverage. And then I'll try to work in some of this little navy craft paint here. It's called Midnight Blue. See if I can get a blue hue to it at least. And I just opened this. There we go. These like to really stick. And I don't really care if it goes perfectly to the edge. I kind of want some of this navy to show up. So I'm going to do kind of a brush stroke thing and not have it like perfect. And which way do I want my brush strokes? Well, we'll start this way. You can see how well that Fusion covers it up. Does a really good job. And I really don't want like perfect coverage. Just enough that you can't really read the letters. Because I want it to look worn and vintage. I was using a craft paint, it would take lots and lots of layers for this to cover. Like I said, just enough so you don't really recognize the letters in there. And I'm going to dip my brush, that already has some paint on it, into some water, and we'll put a little bit of this blue and see what it looks like. It looks pretty. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oops. So I'm planning on putting polka dots over this. And I will probably do them in the dark navy. And then this is going to be painted red. And we're going to put that woven pattern like going down like stripes. So the polka dots represent the stars and the woven pattern represents the stripes. And so the stripes will be done in white on top of red. So I'll make these in dark blue. I think that will look okay. We'll see. All right, what are we doing? Here we go. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Tonda. I don't have the space for working on big transfers. The last time was a big mess, so that discouraged me. I think, oh, well, it takes a little practice. And let me tell you, I don't know how long you've been working with Couture, but 2 years ago, in February, I joined, and the transfers were a lot more sticky than they are now. And if they stuck to themselves, sometimes they'd almost get ruined. So if you get one so stuck that you can't get it apart, take it to the water right away and immerse it in water and then gently start pulling it. But let me tell you, it was kind of sad. I know a lot of people lost transfers because of how sticky they were. So it's a lot better now. And, you know, my space here isn't very big either. And when I really work on a bigger piece, I'll go out to my counter out here in the family room in the kitchenette area and work on that counter. And I'll clean my transfers in that little sink out there too. So yeah, it takes some practice. That looks like a really nice paint. Goes on well. Can you tell us what kind? It is Fusion Mineral Paint. You have to buy it in like specialty shops. A lot of shops that may repurpose furniture or places like that sell it. Now I found it because where I sell my designs, they do furniture painting there and they sell it there in Valley, Nebraska. But if you go to fusionmineralpaint.com and Google it, they have a place that you can find, or a search engine that you can find who sells this near you. You put in your zip code and you can find it that way. And some places will ship it. I think Amy out here would ship it too, but obviously you might want to find someone closer because the shipping cost might be less. But go check it out. It is awesome. I painted my son's kitchen cabinets with it and it's pretty cool. So let's dry this. I hope I'm not getting paint on my shirt. I probably am. I'm going to take this up and we're going to dry it. And then we could put the tape back down and paint this side in red. Okay. That looks like the white one. They're both Fusion Mineral Paint. different colors. Hey Robin, how are things in Nebraska? Things are doing pretty good in Nebraska. I mean, there's rioting and stuff like that. I don't even hardly pay attention to the news anymore. And most of the news I watch is out of Des Moines on Facebook anyway, because I used to live in Iowa. So, but yeah, it's crazy everywhere. So, Amazon has it, the Fusion Mineral Paint. Yep. You should be able to buy it around, I think we sell it for $21.99 for a jar. So make sure you're getting it at a good price. Sorry if you can't hear me. I'll try to talk louder. This takes a while to dry, so just getting it nice and dry so I can put my transfers on it. Getting there. Sorry if you have trouble hearing me. Just make sure your volume is up on your device or computer. And I think mine is, so hopefully. Okay, so this is really warm, but we're going to put the tape back down on this side and paint this side of the sign in red. So, let's lay that down. And again, Fusion Mineral Paint. And I'm just going to use the same brush. I'm just going to try to, and it's going to have some white in it. You can see most of this. Again, I don't care if the blue is showing. You can still see the words through this so far, so it'll probably take a couple coats. Let's put on a couple of thin coats and maybe we can get to cover up pretty good. I would have been wise to take the time to sand it, and maybe it wouldn't take so much paint to cover it. But I didn't do that. Okay, I'm going to blow dry this real quick and then we'll apply some more. I'm sure one more coat will do it. Gotta watch the paint dry. A lot of times I have this done before I start my live, but I was going to need to do it anyway, so I just got my cord in my red paint. So now I got red paint all over my... Note to self, don't put brush there. Taking forever to dry. So yeah, I laid my paintbrush down and my cord went right over it, and then my cord got paint on it. Then my fingers got paint on it, and oh my gosh. And this paint, I mean, it sticks really well to skin, so you have to really work at it to get it off, because that's how good of a paint it is. But it does come off eventually. So, yeah. We're going to give this one more coat. And hopefully we can get it to dry quickly. Oops. Still see it. I think the white would have covered it better and then put red on top. Well, what I should have done is sand it. But I was thinking this would cover it better. But probably once you get your other chalk on top, you're not really going to notice it. So I'm just going to go with the two, because we're going to put the woven plaid on it, and then we're going to put the lettering on it. So you're probably really not going to see all that's underneath. So. Okay. Let's call it good. Hopefully we won't see it with all the layers. So I'm going to dry it again. This will take a little while. This is taking a while. I'm so sorry. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. It's not quite dry, but I think we can go ahead and put the dots on the top. I'm going to move these before I spill my water. And get this out of the way. So we have plenty of room. I don't know about plenty, but we have more room. Okay, so I think I can put another piece of tape down. Put another piece of tape. We're going to do polka dots on the top. Just so it's easier to know where I don't want them. barely fits. I'm not going to, you'll be able to see like the edge, but that's okay. Now what I'm going to do is put the paper down here so we don't have to get all of this sticking to the red paint. Okay. Alright, so now we can line this up. So I'm going to purposely try to give this top the same border as this has. So it kind of looks like I planned it that way. Okay, I'm going to do these in navy. And I made a navy. I could use cadet, but I made a navy with cadet and a little bit of black. So I'm going to kind of put both of these colors on there just to give them some dimension. And I'm just going to put some on. Let's see if that's enough. So it just kind of swirls the two shades of blue by doing that. And then I'm just going to scrape it down. And I'm just taking off the extra paste, squeegeeing it down. Okay, this is going to look pretty cool. Put this off. Now I'm just going to fold this in on itself, okay? And take it off the paper. And then I would go to the sink and just wash that right away. But since we're on here, I'm going to lay it down on top of the shiny side of the paper so it doesn't stick to anything. All right. Woo. That's going to look really cute. So we can lift this tape back up. Alright. We want this to dry. Put the tape on this side, and then we're going to do our woven pattern in white down on this, but I'm still going to probably blow dry this a little bit more. It's still just slightly tacky, so we're just going to dry everything. And I'm going to set these blues over here so I don't get my cord in my paste. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alrighty, it's feeling pretty good. So let's put the tape on this side now, and we'll do our. That side is not good. All right, and now we'll do the woven plaid. Get that out. This is the woven plaid, and it's soon to be retired. I hope it's still available if you don't have it yet. Why they call it plaid is because you do it this way, and then after pick it up and it dries, then you turn it this way, and you have a plaid. And you can do it in different colors and make like a woven plaid. So pretty cool. I'm just going to do it this way to represent the stripes of a flag. And we're going to do it in white. Okay. So this is the sticky side. Just going to lay that on there. I actually think I'm going to want the border here. So I'm going to put this edge right up to the edge of the sign here. I want this border, so I'm going to put it on the edge of the edge of the board. All right. Find some more squeegees. Hold on a second. I forgot that I had these out by the other sink. Okay. And this would be a good time to use the 4-ounce squeegee also, which I might do. I might just put some of this white paste on there and then use this, and it goes a lot faster. But I think this needs a little bit of water. You want a nice soft, oh, like a really soft yogurt or cake batter. So we'll just put some of this. Oh, that's almost runny. Okay. Oops. I feel like I almost got this too thin. But we'll just try to work it quickly. With white on top of a dark color like red, it might end up looking kind of pink. So we kind of want to put a lot of it on so it doesn't look so pink. Or like dry it real quickly. Because that pigment from the paint might come up through, especially since it's not completely hard and dried, cured, because I was rushing it. Let's see what it looks like. Not too bad. It's going to be pretty. Let's keep going here, finish it up. Scrape all that extra off so it doesn't just go down the drain when we wash our transfer. Okay. There. That's pretty. Again, I folded it in half, and I'm just going to lay it on top of its shiny side of the paper until I get it to the sink. Alright, cool. And I think we may be, I'm pretty sure we're going to be done with the white, but I'll just set it right there. Okay, so we have our representation of the flag. We're going to dry that. close. Yeah, that's cute. So I'll probably put some wax on at this point, just because I want to make sure that my next transfers don't pick up anything. Just mainly because the paint isn't totally cured underneath, and which means there's moisture in it, and so if I put another sticky transfer on top of it, it might pull up off the chalk paste. If I put some wax on it, that'll kind of put a barrier between it, and it won't allow the transfer to stick to the chalk paste, but it'll be on the wax instead. So that's going to be my next move, I think. And I'm going to go ahead and use the dark stain wax, because this is actually going to end up being more of a vintage piece, because we'll end up sanding the edges and staining the edges so it looks vintage. So I'm going to go ahead and put the dark wax on. I might blow it dry just a little bit more. It feels kind of cool and damp. Dry it a little bit more and then put on some of the dark wax, and then we'll start with what else we're going to do. The Let Freedom Ring, maybe a barn and some fireworks, but it's going to have to be, you know, we got a bright and a dark here in our neutral and our negative background, I mean. So what we got to do now is pretty much in dark. So like black probably, or that dark mousy gray that I made. So so we're gonna have to go to a really dark color now, or maybe even that super dark navy would look pretty on here. So we'll see what it looks like. We could do that in the navy and the Let Freedom Ring, and even in the barn, and then do fireworks in metallics over here, kind of in this area. So the good thing about drying time is it allows me time to think and visualize the piece. So I'm going to dry it just a little bit more, and then we'll put on the wax. My special dark min wax. And you can see that you really can't see the lettering underneath so much anymore. Just kind of looks like shading. So that's good. We don't have to worry about that. So I'm actually going to chunk out some wax out of here so it goes faster. And I'm just using my can opener and kind of just getting some chunks of wax out. Just so this goes a little faster. The dark color of the wax will tone down the white a little bit to make it more vintage. It's going to dirty everything up a little bit. So I will sand the edges before I'm completely done. A little bit more out. Like I said, mainly I'm doing this, well, not only for coloring, but to create that barrier between what work I've done and then the next layering, just in case something would stick to this paste and bring it up if I didn't have the wax on it. So okay. So let's bring on the next layers. And even on top of all that, I will wax again. probably after I sand and distress. So put this aside. And bring out the Let Freedom Ring. I don't think I've used this. I've used parts of this transfer from last year, but I don't think I've used this. I think that's going to look really cool right there. Let's put the barn. I think the barn will look cute right in here. And then some fireworks. So, let's see how we can get that to look. Our barn is really cool. It's 2 layers. So you have this layer for the color of your wood on your barn, and then this is the outline in your silo. So I'm just going to mess with those parts. Probably want to do the barn first, maybe. Let's see how it's going to fit. That might look okay. Something like that. It'll look cool. Bring it over a little bit. And then we'll do fireworks up there. I think that'll look cool. What do you think? Think we're going to be alright? I might do all this in white and then do the overlay in the navy. I'm going to try to stick with just red, white, and blue, not use any black. So, we got some uneven board here, so we're going to have a little bit of messy, but that's okay. That's part of working on a palette board. You're not going to have nice, crisp print when you're working on rough boards. I'm just going to do it all in white. Everyone's being really quiet. You guys decorate for the 4th of July? I used to when my kids were little, and then when I had my store, I was lucky if I could get Christmas decorated in my house. But now I do for every holiday. Okay, there's that. I'm going to lay that in the water, dry that, and then we'll put the outline and the silo on in the navy. And you're cute. Cute, cute, cute. I can't wait for it to get done. Oh, the fun you can have with chalking. cool down a little bit. Because that heat gun gets pretty hot. Alright, let's do this in the navy. This is the top layer, so you just kind of have to match it up. Can we get it just right? Maybe. It's hard to see what part is part of the barn and compared to the plaid. So, gotta make sure I'm in the right spots. This I should have used we have like these little markings to help you line things up. And you could have just put a piece of tape on the first layer, put a piece of tape under here, and mark the markings, and then I would have known where to line up this piece. So we have these guides to help us out. But if you forget to do that, then it's a guessing game. Pretty much. I'm just going to bring it down just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to go with there. And I'm going to use the navy I made with black and either cadet or any blue color that you have. You can just mix black with it. Make sure you can see coming across here. A little bit more, we'll have this barn done. Alright, super cute. Let's check it out. There. A blue and white barn. Lay that in the water. Let that dry. Hold it up so you can see it. So we do Let Freedom Ring and some fireworks. And then we gotta finish it up with some sanding and distressing. So, I've been sitting here thinking about whether to do the lettering in gold, but then I want my fireworks to be gold and glittery. So then I thought I could do this in navy and then take my gold chalk pen and go around the lettering. Let me find it. I can't see what I'm setting. So I have a gold pen, and I could just go around the letters to bring some gold over here. So I'm just trying to think about that. Do the fireworks also in gold. So I'm just thinking I could do them in gold and silver, the fireworks. I kind of think I want this in gold, or at least gold outlined. I'm trying to decide. I think gold outline would look cool with this. So I'm going to go ahead and do it in the navy, do the fireworks, and then I can always do the outline. So, thanks Janelle. Thank you Stephanie. Okay, so let's bring this in here. I'm just lining it up with the stripe here, so hopefully it'll be straight. Really got to press well on these palette boards, because, and on top of layering of design, because there's different levels. So you want the best print you can get, so make sure it's stuck down really well. I decided to do navy or the brighter blue, or this cadet. Maybe we'll do it in a brighter blue. Squeegee. I think the wax will darken it a little bit anyway, so that way it won't look black. Like it might, like this kind of tends to look more black after it dries and gets waxed. Okay. Let's pick this up. That's pretty. I'll lay that again in my water. And dry. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay, let's bring on the fireworks. I gotta find them. I have different ones. This is a nice triple, which might be just perfect right there. We'll do in some different colors. I think that's really all we need. These are the ones I did the other night with Vivian the other day on Saturday. Get those out. It's kind of neat. They have these two smaller ones, and then you put this on top, and it really just pops them, which I still could use that on these. I'll just do that. I'll put that on top of those in a contrasting color. Looks pretty cool. So we're going to lay these right in here. We'll just do our 3 fireworks right above the barn. And even if they go up into the blue, I think that would be kind of cool to bring them together like that. Overlap it into the blue area. So, if I do these, really, I think I'll just do them all in gold, and then I'll do these sparkly things in silver. Or maybe I'll do these 2 in gold with silver, and then this opposite. So what did I just say? These in gold, that one in silver. Okay, I'll grab a couple squeegees. This is gold glitter paste, chalk paste. Because our fireworks have got to sparkle, right? And since it has glitter in it, you kind of have to make sure it gets worked in really well, especially on uneven surfaces like these boards that aren't the smoothest. Okay, and then let's go right into silver over here on this guy. Up. Doesn't show up the best because of all the colors in the background, but maybe our little dots will help a little bit. Let's dry it. I also think the glitter paste takes a little bit longer to dry than regular paste. So we're going to lay these dots, which actually came with these fireworks, on top. I may actually just put this and really thicken up our firework so it shows up better. Because these two sets of fireworks are kind of more solid in the coloring in the center, so maybe it'll show up a little bit better like that. And then we'll do this other one in gold. Let's see if we can get it to show up a little bit better. I think that will help. I believe there are fireworks in the summer add-ons for the truck if you need fireworks. I've just collected different ones throughout the years, so there, that made them a little bit thicker. I like that. So I'll stick those in the water. Ugh. I want to stick to my fingers. Okay, so that looks a little more, I think you can see them a little bit better now. And then we'll still put the dots on. We're going to have to let those dry really well. This is quite the detailed piece, and it's taken me a while, but there's a lot going on. So I kind of want to see what this pin would look like. Just to make sure it's going. So I'm just going to go underneath here. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'll probably do this before I finish it up. But guys, I'm going to let you go because it's been on a while. I'm going to go ahead and we'll put these dots on top of the fireworks. And I may do them, I have a red glitter, even though it's on top of red. And if they don't show up, then I might go back to the opposite color. And then I'm going to sand it down a little bit, distress all the edges. And probably even sand different areas just to rough us up a little bit, like sand. And then I'm going to go through and outline all these with that gold pin. So I have some gold over here. Then I'll be done. So I don't know if y'all want to watch that because it's going to take a while to do all that and could be kind of boring. So, and I might need to go and get out to the shop and use my electric sander just to rough these edges up. I think it'll be faster than the hand sanding because these are about worn out anyway. So I might go out and use the electric hand sander, sand down the edges, clean that up, and then I'll put my final coat of dark wax on top. So I still have a lot to do yet. So and I'm gonna have to go out to the shop to finish it up. So look for the finished piece on my page. I'll have it photographed here this afternoon, and so you can see the finished piece. So any questions before I sign off? I'll just wait a little bit. But yeah, I think it's going to be really cute. I'll show it up close so you can get a good look at it. Where we're at now, it's still pretty bright and vivid, so I'm going to sand some areas, sand the edges, distressed ink around to vintage it up so it won't look like this. It's going to look more old, and you can see the fireworks there, and we'll add a little bit of more sparkle there, outline the lettering in gold, and then our wax. So the last thing I'll do before waxing is outline these letters in gold. So, alrighty. Hey y'all, thanks for watching. Thanks for chalking with me today. And I'll chalk with you later. Bye-bye.